Hello everyone! Finally we're going to do this. The Let's Play, Let's Learn if you will, for Anachronism Part 2. Yeah, I've hit some technical difficulties, recording, uploading, totally failed. So, I hope this is the one. Alright, so today we are going to actually play a game. So what do you need? You need a map with 4 by 4 squares. You need 4 starting places for the support cards, and of course you need 2 sets of cards to play with. Well, today I'm going to play with Alexander the Great. He has the ability Kataktas. Your attack deals 1 damage against warriors with more life than you. And we are going to play with Oda Nobunaga. He has the ability Roko, which says you win ties with warriors that do not have the Roko ability, regardless of experience. So in cases of a tie, he will always win because Alexander doesn't have that ability. I have put them in the fixed order already. Yeah, you play the game like that. You decide what the order of the cards you reveal will be. Now then, what do we need else? 2 sets of dice. Let's say red is for Oda, black is for Alexander. And of course something to measure their lives with. Alright, so let's get started. Let's just start with the game. Each player rolls 1 die. The highest total wins and gets to place their cards last. So Oda will place his card first. Now if we take a look at the attack grid, we can see a +0 in front of him, a +0 next to that. So the most logical thing to do is just place him here. You can only place the cards at the start of the game in one of these darker colored squares. That's the starting row. And in this case, we will cover these 2 spaces. Any other space he cannot attack yet. Then we will turn the cards that we use face down. And then it's Alexander's turn to place the card. He has the exact same grid, except the +0 here is a -1. So he naturally goes in the same spot. And also the cards, just like that. Right, let's start the game. To decide who goes first, each round, we have to check initiative. So the first round we will open up the cards. And we can see an initiative of 2 for Alexander and 9 for Oda. Which means Oda will start. Now what are the cards? Reveal abilities happen instantaneously when they are turned. So what does this card say? Yumi. Yumi is a weapon. It has 1 strength and an attack rate that is most fortunate for Oda in the long run, because he can just strike him at a distance. Now he has a reveal ability. Attacks with this weapon deal +1 damage this round. We'll have to get in position before that. And Alexander also has a reveal ability, the Oracle of Delphi. He can look at all face-down cards and may trade 2 of his own face-down cards. So he can just look, oh right, that's that one, that's that one, that's that one, and know exactly what, when is coming. And then he can just switch it around if he wants. But I'll just leave it at that. Right, so Oda will start the game. And he must get in position for the Yumi. Now the Yumi at the moment covers this, this and this. So we'll have to move 2 spots and then we can strike. So we will do 1, 2 actions. Speed represents the actions in a turn. So Oda has 3 actions, which means he only has 1 left. But that's enough because he has only 1 to strike with the weapon. And he is now in range for the Yumi at a +2 attack roll. So first of all we're going to see if the weapon strikes, and that's where the +2 modifier comes in. So let us see. Both players roll a die simultaneously. 2 dice actually. So we have 6 plus 2 is 8 in total. Yeah, that's only damage, so that doesn't count very much. And 10 for Alexander. Yeah, and 10 for Alexander. So that means that the attack misses. Such a shame of such a nice weapon. And there goes the attack bonus. Yeah, so his 3 actions are used up. And it's now Alexander's turn. Alexander will try and get out of range. So 1, 2. And just strike with his fists. And that means just roll the dice. Right, Alexander has 8 minus the 1 of his attack modifier, which makes it 7. Oda has 6, so he hits him for 1. 1 damage to Oda Nobunaga. And thus ends round 1. Now you keep on going until all the cards are revealed, which means 4 rounds. And then there's an extra round, the 5th round, in which there are no new cards, but you keep on going. If after the 5th round there is no winner, then it's a draw. Simple as that. So just keep on going and hoping for the best. We revealed 2 cards. Alright, so we now have a 9 initiative for Oda and a 7 for Alexander. And we also have and we don't have reveal abilities this turn. So what do the cards do? Sarizai is a weapon for Alexander, also long range. And it says that once per turn, when a warrior moves into a space on this weapon's attack grid, deal 1 damage to that warrior. So he'll just have to stand back, make sure that Oda walks into his trap, and strike. And then we have Oda's Kyudo, which is a special, and the ability says your attack rolls with ranged weapons, which is the Yumi, gain +1. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so yeah, Oda starts again. So one way or another, if we decide to move Oda to another space, he cannot strike with the Yumi because he's out of actions. Turning means 1 action, then moving again 1 action, moving again 1 action. You cannot move diagonally, that's 2 actions. So before we get into range for the Yumi, we're out of luck. Right, so we'll just have to strike with our fists. That's alright, doesn't matter. He has a +0 anyway, so let's just get this going. We have a 10 versus a 7 of Alexander. So Alexander will take 1 hit. Then we have 2 actions left because we didn't move. And we can just keep on striking with the melee attacks. You can only attack with the weapon once. But you can strike with your fists as much as you like. So this is another hit. He goes down to 6 life. And the final action is another hit. Very nice indeed. So Alexander takes 3 punches to the face this turn. That's not too bad, actually. Now it's Alexander's turn. He decides to move back. He decides to first strike. And I'll explain why. If I decide to move back and use the Sarizai, he has 1 action that is not used. So let's use 1 action first to strike. Alexander has a -1, so I don't expect him to hit a lot. So he has 4 against his 7 of Oda Nobunaga. So it misses. Then he steps back and uses his Sarizai. He's now in position on a +2 roll. Now the Sarizai does 2 damage instead of the Yumi, which does only 1. So if he hits, he has caught up with him for this round. And he does hit. That's an 11 against the 6 of Oda. So he takes 2 hits from the spears. That's pretty good. Now, the ability here says that Oda would take 1 damage if he moves into the spear. As Alexander moved, he doesn't take that damage because he has to move in it himself. Right. Yeah, then the second round gets... the third round will get started. For a change, Oda does not begin. He has an initiative of 2, where Alexander has an initiative of 6. Let's see what the cards do. Oda Nobunaga has the Do, which is a Japanese armor chest piece. It has the ability Yai. Once per turn, you may re-roll your defense roll. Very, very handy to have. And here we have the trump card of Alexander, Bucephalus, which works excellent with the Sadisai. Once per round, after you make an attack, you may move 1 space. So, if he strikes with the Sadisai, he can immediately move forward again to get into melee range and strike him twice, instead of once and wasting an action on moving. So yeah, Alexander can begin, so he will do just that. That's 8. Ooh. Yeah, plus 2 is 10 against 12 of Oda, so that doesn't work. But he can still move thanks to Bucephalus. Then he will take the melee attacks. He has a -1, so that means 8 against the 10 of Oda, so that doesn't do anything either. And your final attack will be an 8 against another 10. So Alexander is a bit out of luck. Is it luck? Is it strategy? Who knows? Right, Oda Nobunaga's turn. He can still not fight with the Yumi. As you can see, this is only effective on the very first turn, because then the opponent is still over here in those starting position ranges. So he'll just strike with his fists instead. He has a 10, where he has a 6, so Alexander will take a hit. Have you noticed that Oda has always rolled good numbers? I can assure you, these aren't weight dice. It's just the luck of the roll. Yesterday I only had misses. So, alright. Now he has a 6 against a 4. So he still strikes. Final action for the round. 7 against 8. Alright, there we have it. That one misses. But it had to happen sometime. Now the next round will start. The 4th round. We have a 2 initiative for Alexander and a 6 for Oda. Also Oda will begin once again. And we have another reveal ability. Izanagi. Reveal. Roll 2 dice. If that total is less than your experience, gain 2 life. But his experience is 1. I haven't tweaked the packs. These are the booster packs as they were sold. So having Izanagi in the pack of Oda Nobunaga, it doesn't really make any sense. It doesn't do really anything, because you cannot roll 1 with 2 dice. So here you go, 6. That doesn't work, or else he would have gained 2 life. If you were full health, you cannot gain 2 life, because his printed health is 8, you cannot go above that. So yeah, there's that. Then we have Alexander's linen cuirass, the linen armor piece, the chest, the torso piece. It has the ability Linothorax. Your defense rolls gain +1 while you have lower life than the attacking hero, which he has. So his defense rolls gain a +1, which is handy because Oda is about to strike now. Excellent. Let's just do this. Alright. He will strike with his fists once more. 7 against a 10. Okay, so that doesn't hit at all. An 11 actually. Second action. A 6 against a 10. And the final one. A 7 against a 9. Oh, that doesn't hit. And it's Alexander's turn. So Alexander will just use his fist to fight him once more. A -1 to his roll. He has 7 against a 9, so that doesn't work. With Bucephalus we can move back 1 space. Mind you, this can only be done once per turn. So if I strike with the Sadisai, I have an empty action to move or whatever. I cannot get out of range, but it doesn't matter. So the Sadisai on a +2. 4 against 4. +2 is 6. Oda decides to use his Do ability. Once per round he can reroll his defense. And in this case it's even worse. Wow. So he will take 2 hits from the Sadisai. Alexander cannot move. Well, he can move. He only has 1 action left. And in that action he will just move forward. Will he? No, he will not. As he is still not in Yumi range, he will just pass. You can pass in a move. You can either move, attack, pass, use an ability. So we will pass. Excellent. Wait a minute. Oh. I totally forgot the ability this round for the Sadisai of Alexander himself. Your attack rolls, your attacks deal +1 damage against warriors with more life than you. So he actually dealt 3 damage. So that makes it 6 damage for Oda, 2 life left against the 3 of Alexander the Great. So yeah, what's next? He passes. The 5th round commences. This is the final round. Since there is no new card being revealed, so no initiative check, the warriors will check each other's experience against each other. We have a 4 and a 1. So Alexander will start this round. He is once again in striking position. And he will do so. Sadisai will strike. With a +2 is 9 against the 11 of Oda. He moves thanks to Bucephalus and has 2 more strikes with his fists. Melee -1 is a 3 against a 5 of Oda. Doesn't really look too good for him now. 1 left. That's a 4 against 9. Alexander didn't do anything this round, so the turn goes to Oda, who will just stand there and throw 3 punches to Alexander's face in hope that all are hit. Let's just see. The first one is a hit. It is 8 against 6 because he has a +1 on his defense roll. So that's a hit. He'll take 1 damage. Now they're equal again. 2 actions left for Oda. The first one is a definite hit. We have an 11 against a 7. So it's another hit. He only needs 1 more punch to win this game. Right. Excellent. Defense roll +1. He has a 7. He has an 8. And he rolled doubles. Doubles in this game means a critical hit. If you roll a critical hit, you do +1 damage. So he deals now 2 damage, which is more than enough to wipe out Alexander in his smug face. Punch him to the ground. The hero of the fight. Oda Nobunaga. I really hope you guys enjoyed this little experience, this learning experience. Japan versus Greece. And if you want to see more, let me know. If there are some rules you need explaining. I recently found my rulebook again. Last time in the Q&A I said there were some errata. I was wrong. There is actually a whole Q&A section in the book, which I can go over in a separate video because it covers sets 1 and 2 and I have both of them complete, so I can show everything that's being said over there. Yes, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and learned, of course, and yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.